Hey vinyl community, Jeff back again with a vinyl buys video. These are a couple records. Actually, all of these came from the same place. Got these in just this week. Some stuff I bought from my friends over at Animated Insanity Records. They do, not only they have some of their own bands, which they put out on their own label, but they also are a distributor. And a lot of stuff they carry are things that I can't find, imports and stuff that I can't find other places. So they are one of my go-to places. I bounced over there. I forget what took me there. There was something that drew my attention to pop over there one night. And I did notice that there's one album that they had that I'm waiting for to get into some U.S. distributors. And sure enough, it did. And that's the new Cobra Spell album. The imagery is what it is. Cobra Spell, I showed their their second album technically. They had an EP in 2020, and then in 2022 they released the one that I showed that I'm totally drawing a blank on. And they were it was like a male singer and a mostly female band. Well, then he left, the singer left, and so now for 2023 it's an all-girl band. As you can see, they brought in a female singer. Now, I'm going to admit that the singles they released in later 2022 with her, it was a drastic change from the melodic 80s metal feel with the male singer. It was very much, I don't even know how to describe it. It almost took it to a pop aspect. It almost took it to it just lost a lot of its edge. Great singer and everything, but it totally changed. And then they started releasing video tracks for this new album, and I'm telling you, it's like night and day difference. They have turned the fire back on, and it is full out, melodic metal of a feel. So those couple singles they released in 2022 didn't do much for me, and then the singles they started releasing for this album really did. It is single record set. It is a gatefold, which is just picture of the girls. And yeah, so I haven't given this much listen to, but they are the songs. They have a couple videos out that I've seen, and I played them, and even my wife was like, "Hey, those girls sound pretty good. Are you gonna get that?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." I can get it in America. I want to get it because anyway, great stuff. Check them out. They are really a rocking band. Then I noticed they had this on sale, Sirit Ungol, Frost and Fire. This is one of the Metal Blade remasters. It's on midnight blue marbled vinyl, double record set, and it was under $20. I'm like, okay, I gotta. Funny because I just bought a Sirit Ungol album a couple weeks ago in a previous video. This is the 40th anniversary, and it's interesting. It's a double record set, so the entire first record is the entire record for it's a 2021 remix. 2021 remix of the album. So they remixed it for the 40th anniversary. No, I'm sorry. It's a remix album, and then the second album is the entire album, same album, 2021 remaster. So you've got their remastered edition on record 2, but you've got a totally remixed version on vinyl number 1. So interesting, double record set, but it's really just the same record twice. This is the 1981 Sirit Ungol release. This is really I guess this would be their first time, right? They had a couple cassettes before this in 78 and 79, and then they hit this album in 81, and then they had an album in 84, and went on from there. So, California band, they have a unique sound, as I mentioned before. The vocalist gives a really unique sound to the band, and you see all the blue there. And in typical Metal Blade reissue fashion, they have added some extra goodies. You got a booklet type in here with pictures and lyrics and stuff. And then you've got a full-size poster. I'm not going to pull it out, but it's full-size of the cover art. It folds out, 4 times. It's not it's not one of those 4 by 12 4x4 type posters. It folds all the way out. So yeah, so glad to add that to the collection, and for a good price too. Like I said, it was under $20, so I'm like, oh, I gotta grab that because I've never seen it that cheap. So that is my second Sirit Ungol on vinyl. And these two were kind of, I was debating on them because they are imports, and they were a little bit on the pricey side, but they were way cheaper than I could have got them at the place locally that would sell this same type of overseas stuff. But Night of the Vinyl Dead, which is one of the labels that I'm always trying to get stuff on, that Night of the Vinyl Dead, they put out stuff on small quantities. This one is 456 copies, and I've got number 79. Love Twisted Sister, this is a radio broadcast. Train Kept a Rollin' Live 79. Night of the Vinyl Dead released a double picture disc version of this way back when. They labeled it as Record Store Night. And in some ways, I would kind of like to maybe even get that. I'm a big Twisted Sister fan. This is, like I said, a radio broadcast from back in the day. So it's a live show of a lot of the songs they played in the 70s that not many of these, made it to Under the Blade. Wow. I'll Never Grow Up Now. That, later, that was something that was there. Rock and Roll Saviors. Some of these were on those early reissues that were done from the club days and things like that for Twisted Sister. But, Pay the Price. It's kind of loosely on what later came. Rock and Roll Savior, Follow Me, Can't Stand Still, Ladies Boy, Working on You Baby, Great Balls of Fire, Without You, Chinese Hustle, I'll Never Grow Up, and Train Kept a Rollin'. Funny thing, the last song on the album is Train Kept a Rollin', is not on this album. The album's called Train Kept a Rollin', but I guess, and I don't know if it was a mistake, but the final track on this album is one continuous song, I'll Never Grow Up, that then goes into this long, extended, multi-minute rant with Dee just talking and happy birthday to this person and all this, and you're on the radio. And but there is a version of Train Kept a Rollin' out there, a live track on a Twisted Sister compilation, I believe. I know I've got copies of the song, but the question becomes, why did that song get cut off? Seems like it should have fit. So odd to name the album that and then not include the song. I'm really thinking it was a mistake. But, whether they'll correct it in future pressings, if there's ever a future pressing, maybe. If it was on the vinyl of the picture disc, I don't know. Was this one somehow chopped off? Found that kind of funny that it's not even on there. And then this is another one of those unofficial releases, Vince Neil Exposed. I believe this was released on vinyl back in the day in the 90s when it came out, but only like overseas. Very hard to find. This is one of those unofficial release on clear. This was kind of a throw-in last minute. I thought it would be nice to have. I've seen other people pick it up, but I don't go after them as much, the unofficial releases, as I used to, unless it's something I really, really, really want and just know that it's never going to come out on vinyl. I don't know if this ever will, but I went ahead and threw that in since I was buying it. Thought it was, it's a great album, one of my favorites, and loved that Vince Neil, what he did when he first went solo, was some great stuff. Anyway, just a few new things that came in recently in the mail. Check out Animated Insanity Records. Great stuff they've got over there in their distribution. And I'll see you later. Rock on and rock hard.